Okay, this is podcast number 3. Wow, this is third week already. That's hard to believe. Joining us today, we have somebody special. It is Dan.
Me.
I can't even say your new name.
It's called Goosaphone. It rhymes with sousaphone.
I still prefer SmellyLotion so much more.
I know you do, but can I at least explain why I changed it?
Yeah, I'll explain it.
Okay, now. Okay, so like I'm in a band and I play the ocarina, and ocarina is like Italian for little goose. So oca means goose, and then rena means like little or whatever. So I wanted to change my name because a lot of people like just flat out would not call me like by my SmellyLotion username, and everyone just called me Louise because that's what Mangs called me, and I thought that was too generic, so I needed something like completely new.
That's
and,
so
like,
weird because we all call you Smelly.
Yeah, because that's what you know me as. But like when I started doing banner reviews with Mangs, like half my audience was from Mangs, and like no one wanted to call me Smelly. So
it's
I felt like I needed to change it. Yeah, pretty much. But I like it. People normally call me Goose now. But it's a reference to me playing the ocarina.
And I remember joining your Discord, and they were like, this Goose Squad.
Yeah, okay. It's the Goose Gang.
Oh, Goose Gang. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
it's like Gucci Gang, but Goose Gang.
Yeah, calling you Smelly, not to say that you're smelly, but it implies that you're smelly. So
I mean, it doesn't say if it smells bad or good, you know?
Exactly.
It leaves that up to interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Some people call me Goosey Lotion.
Wow, just mix it.
Goosey Lotion. That's a good one. Smelly goose.
But
there you go.
For the rest of the people, just really quickly, because I forgot to introduce you guys first. Starting on the left is Ampz, with the worst girl in his picture. Next is TGP.
Hi.
Is that Pokemon?
Yes.
Okay.
Watch the GIF. Just watch it.
And then that's Legion, and I'm me. So yeah, that's our guest for today. So real quick, Smelly, do you want to tell us a bit about your extensive history in Fire Emblem? Enough so that you can accuse other people like me of being a fake Fire Emblem fan.
Okay, you're just gonna call me an elitist off the bat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I started playing Fire Emblem when I was in like 3rd grade with FE7, and it was my favorite series like ever since. The only thing that ever came close to it was Pokemon. And then when Awakening and then FEH came out, I just gradually had to deal with more normies like you, Nimcast.
Wow.
But yeah, I've played everything except the original 1 through 3. I've obviously played like Echoes and Shadow Dragon, and I've not played FE12, and I've played very limited Thracia, but and I haven't played Birthright, but every other Fire Emblem game I've played at least once, and I've probably replayed the GBA series. I don't even want to think about how many times I've done that.
That's fair. I've replayed at least the Lyn portion, because that was my favorite portion of it.
Yeah, you don't remember anything afterwards.
I don't actually.
I am convinced that you only replayed the Lyn portion, because whenever I talk about anything else, you're like, "What?"
Okay.
What are the morphs, Nimcast?
What's a morph?
What are the morphs?
What's a morph?
If you played FE7, you should know what a morph is.
I have no idea. I'll eventually replay it, but the Lyn portion, that was the best. That's all I remember at this point.
Not.
Oh man, she turned this around onto you now. We're attacking you.
I like this.
This is an interrogation on Nims now.
You know, speaking of her own name, Smelly, why do you smell like an old man, Nims?
What?
Oh.
My God. Okay. You can smell without... How do you even smell me?
Nimcast, what's quintessence?
I have no idea. What is it?
It's like the main plot.
Oh my God. I hardly remember anything.
Oh no.
It's okay. Within the next month, we'll work hard to stop being a fake Fire Emblem fan. I'll even make a video about this to call you out more, actually.
I don't even mind if people don't play the main games. You're the one that's telling me to interrogate you.
Wait, no,
I don't
we're supposed to be
mind.
interrogating you.
I don't even mind if people don't play the games as long as they just say like, yeah, I just haven't played it. But when it's like, yeah, I played FE7 like so many times.
What? Did I actually say that?
You just did. You just said you replayed Lynn.
Oh,
so
the
many
Lin
times.
section, but not the entire game. No way. I played most of the games, just haven't finished many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but right, for our topics for today though, they're going to be about the new beasts, the second anniversary banner that's just about to happen, and the legendary hero leak that we got. So I guess we'll start with that. What are your thoughts on the new beast, guys?
Well, it's definitely shifting the meta in its own direction. That's what I've been able to see.
I actually got a Valoria, and I've been using her, and she is amazing.
Wait, you guys, okay, how about that first? Who of you polled on, and if you guys did poll?
All I did was my tickets, and I didn't get anyone.
Yeah, that's basically what I did as well. I did my tickets, and I got Selkie.
Wait,
know,
you're not
really
even sure
annoying
who you
one?
got? How?
Oh yeah, she's really.
I don't
annoying.
play these games.
Hey, at least he's not a fake fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's all you need to say. It's okay,
Like-
you're not missing out.
Like
on
honestly,
Oh my
the
God.
I only really know her because she has that ear-piercing voice that bothers me a lot.
Tell me I'm good. Scratch my ears.
I just had some PTSD from that.
Yep, that's what it feels like.
To be fair, I like her voice. I think I might be the only one though.
I don't
It just
even like
shows the most
mind her
obnoxious
voice.
quote.
It's mostly the lines. I listen to the other lines. Most of them are equally as bad, though.
Have you guys have been playing the Forging Bonds, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I finished mine, actually.
Same here.
I've been playing through it, and I'm just like, this is terrible. What is even going on? Like, it just goes everywhere. First, it's about missing orbs.
Yep.
Then it's about like Keaton getting lost. Then Caden's tail. Then Valoria.
It's not like what it's about. It's more like each of the conversations are like a support. So there's like the overarching story when you get like all their supports to whatever level, and then each one has a support with the Asker trio.
Yeah.
It goes
Yeah.
into a lot more depth of the characters than it used to. I actually like it a lot more than it used to be. The Luguz one was the first good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
they just suck up less to the summoner now than they do just go on their own.
It's more formulated, but it feels kind of forced because they're going like this 1-to-1 ratio thing, and the interactions are like really really plain.
That's because it's Fate's characters. You can't.
Wow!
Actually, I would say for these 4 characters, they don't have a lot of story in the actual game either.
Oh
No, not
to be
really.
fair, yeah.
They're
It's just
actually
like-
putting more here than there is.
Yeah, like, oh no, my home got destroyed. I'm gonna join you now.
Pretty much.
But what gets me the most is just like how none of these things have any impact. Because I believe, I don't know if you guys all finished it, but I finished it, and it was like all the resolutions was basically nothing changed.
Kind of, from what I remember.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
I get they can't have any like lasting changes, but if they keep this up, like you don't really establish or move forward from this with some like something credible or like actually there. I don't know. It's weird because the orb one, for example, where it ends up being Anna. She took the orbs to test it out, and it was supposed to be about Caden being a great detective, but he didn't do any detective work. So
Well, thanks for spoiling it for
Oh,
me.
you weren't finished.
No,
Tisk
I've been-
tisk.
I've been
You got on
taking my
case for
sweet
spoiling?
time.
Wow, getting
Well,
heroes spoiled.
I'm gonna be
SM.
real. I guess that too, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I'm still mad.
okay.
still
Sorry,
very mad.
DVP.
You've been forgiven.
Also, sorry to the viewers.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you had to have this bad man spoil the game for you.
Hold on. Wait. They should be. Okay. Maybe they're not. Okay. Well,
It's
This
been
fake
3
fan.
days.
we have to make some disclaimers now. Great.
Just
Alright.
out of spoiler talk. There you go.
I know. But the biggest topic, of course, is about using them and then fighting against them. I haven't actually bumped into any beast units yet, so I've had very little experience to talk about. But from what I saw when the trailer first came out, they all seem just immensely interesting. And I would
They're
argue they
all-
power creep too. But yeah.
They're only that scary if it's a team of all beasts and dragons.
Right, you have to make a team for them.
Exactly. Their team composition is heavily reliant on their effectiveness. Now, of course, they have their own standalone capabilities, but they are severely hampered if they are not allowed to function at maximum capacity as often as possible. And while there are a good number of beast and dragon units going around, if you can't really make that team, they aren't as good as they could be by any stretch.
But I'd argue like there's a few that like Keaton I think would be great in like a Cav mixed team, because he can just transform within his ability works within 2 spaces, and he just has to not be next to somebody, so he can be transformed and still be like supporting them that way. But
he's not as much of a combat unit, so
Not nearly.
I decided to do a fun run for Arena this week, and I took in Valoria with my Alphonse, and she actually like helped him secure a lot of kills with like his special being charged faster.
The thing I heard about Valoria is that it stacks. So if you have 3 Valorias, you just -6 on cooldown.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know
Yeah.
I'm
that.
pretty sure it stacks like every other pulse.
Right.
Well, I mean, no one's gonna actually do that, but
It's gonna be that one
There also
person.
wouldn't be much of a point, would there?
It'd only
No.
really be a player thing, anyways. I don't think.
It's
If you go
it's
against
exclusively
it,
a player
it would
thing
work.
because it's
Yeah.
a support. You can't have that as an ally, AI.
Speaking of that, I'm not even sure how to like best use Valoria, because all I can think of is like fast special spiral stuff, and that's it.
Like using her ally support on Keaton, for
Yeah.
example,
For example,
who has
yeah.
special spiral already. I think that's exactly what they were going for. Yeah, I mean, -2 cooldown on turn 1 is a pretty impactful skill, but if you don't really set it up correctly, then having to use your ally support constraints on that isn't always the best thing. So
Right.
that one has to be planned accordingly if you want to get the best results.
I think.
And of course, it won't work in enemy hands.
Yeah, that's also a thing too. I think probably the biggest usage of it is like for Ophelia, so she can have an instant AOE special all the time. And
Yeah,
she just
without
keeps
having a
triggering it.
mage team.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, like special spiral blazing light Ophelia with Valoria's ally support. Of course, you won't be able to use that in ether raids, thank goodness. But you can definitely. Yeah, let's not make the teams and ether raids any more diverse than 3 mages.
Right.
But having Ophelia just have to use 1 ally and she can have instant constant blazing light, I think is a lot easier than having to have 3 mages take up 3 of your 4 slots in an offensive team.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, do you guys think Valoria is going to demote?
I'm leaning to it.
it's either going to be her, Caden, or both. What I think on the matter is there is literally no reason for them not to give a unit 5 skills at this point, except for maybe like Keaton, because he has like an insane weapon. He has a Valor skill. They don't demote Valors. And he has like special Spiral, which is like they're not going to demote that. But like goads and wards, and then just like close defense and a link, which both we've gotten on free heroes at this point. The only thing about Valoria that's kind of iffy is the BST, but it seems like all the infantry at this point are going to have increased BST, so, I mean, it'd be nice for her to be demoted. I really hope so. Then we get wards and goads in the 4-star pool.
Right, and it also makes a flagship for the colorless pool, because right now, Valoria would be a fantastic option to add in there. BST and BST distribution-wise. Her offenses are really good for the current meta, 35-37, 35-40 with her weapon. So she's definitely one that is deserving of the demote. She doesn't have much outside of that -2 cooldown, which is very situational. And as a result, I think that she would be very befitting if she decided to demote into an already desolate 4-star colorless pool.
You realize
now if she had like a crazy B skill, which like if they really wanted people to pull for her as a 5-star exclusive, they'd give her like a crazy skill.
I mean,
that's what they did with Selkie.
Yeah.
Who's the one with ward?
I believe that's Valoria.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of leaning more towards her, because they kind of keep like the attacking side, not 5-star exclusive. I mean, 5-star exclusive, while they keep like the defensive side not.
I mean,
5-star
Kana
exclusive.
has gold and she's 5-star.
Well,
Yeah, like that's why it's like kind of iffy. To me, this is like a coin toss between Valora and Keaton, I believe.
yeah.
I do think Caden's a little bit better than Valoria, though.
Yeah, I think his thing with his weapon to give that much support, that's pretty strong.
Especially his invisible buffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, having invisible buffs like that, I think that it's safe to say Caden's weapon is a lot more universally lethal, even if his stat line isn't really meant to substantiate it much, which is why I'm kind of leaning on him staying 5-star locked, because that weapon is as powerful as it is.
That's what I'm
Although it
thinking
isn't
as
so
well.
powerful, like, for example, we've had Dark Mistletoe demote. I don't think it's so powerful where it's like, if they...
different argument, because Dark Mistletoe is offensive.
I'm just saying, I know it's an offensive weapon. We've also had Sigmund for a while now as an ally supporting her thing. Bottom line is, there have been some very powerful weapons that have already demoted, which is why if there were to be a double demote and Caden were to be on there, I wouldn't be too surprised by that either.
Well, I don't see Caden being on there at all. Just from the perspective of beasts, because he could just, if you have an all beast team and you have Caden there, you could get plus 12 attack, plus 12 speed so easily.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I wouldn't be surprised if he demoted, but I'm also saying that if there was to be a demote, it wouldn't be him unless it was a double demote.
Right.
That's basically where I'm thinking it stands.
But going back to Valoria, I think if she demotes, that's probably one of the best things possible. Does the color pool have any 170 BST heroes? I mean, she's technically 170 BST with the merge, right?
With the merge update.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the merge update, she is.
Technically, Loki.
Are we talking 4-star? Are we just talking in
4
colorless
stars.
in general?
4 stars.
4-star, no.
Yeah.
Unless you
I
have
don't
colorless
think so.
dual infantry. If you have colorless dual infantry,
That
anyone can be the
doesn't
same
really count in
BST
my
then.
books.
But that's a 5-star skill anyways.
Yeah,
so.
if it's not that, then no. Valoria is standalone in that.
So she has a very unique role if she does get the real demote, because then people could legitimately build up a 5-star, 5-star plus 10 with her.
You can have a 4-color team as opposed to having to share one because of the colorless being so worthless.
Also, that would actually help out people a lot, because she's pretty suited for arena, isn't she? Because then you can have 170 BST, you can have a assist weapon for whichever Asgard trio or bonus hero that you have going in.
And you just change your support every season, I guess, or every other season.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and it's not like she's too particularly offensive herself. You can just because Ether usually is a scoring option. -2 cooldown on that. You wouldn't really be worrying about killing too much off that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I definitely think she could make a very viable bonus unit. Not bonus unit, but bonus support and scoring unit for arena.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gale Force would be nice, so if she does have combat, she can retreat and rally.
That is true. She could run Flashing Blade with that amount of speed.
Yeah.
What?
I said not accidentally kill something. That's one reason to use Gale Force.
Yeah, definitely.
I really hope she does get demoted, because do you remember when I changed my name to Smelly Daddy?
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
That was because of Valoria supports with Keaton, because she is Keaton, the red one.
Yes.
Because she says oh, it smells like daddy or whatever.
Wow.
I actually really want Valoria. I actually like Valoria.
Oh no, I love Valoria. I'd much prefer her over Silky any day as a unit and character.
I like Silky. She seems pretty cool. You're dumb. There you go.
Okay, great.
I prefer Valoria's existence over Selkie's existence. Thank you.
What if she just didn't have the voice though? She had a better voice.
I love her. I love Silky's character.
I still like Valoria's design more. She's got this little Red Riding Hood. It's super cute. And I actually really I like Gold Eyes too, but I really like Red Eyes on anime-ish characters.
Yeah. It's a nice
minion.
It's a nice color scheme. Very fun design. It's nice. I genuinely like it a lot.
Okay, but speaking on that, for the Beast Heroes, we didn't get to the biggest part, which is Keaton, and there's been a lot of talk here because I did not expect him to be so good.
I mean, I did the stat calc, so I already did.
I didn't believe
he was going to be that good.
They had to give him a super boon and attack too, of course.
If it's 41, then it's probably going to be a super boon because, of course, it.
Okay.
And yeah, he's he's very powerful.
He's just infantry sword heart, really.
Yeah.
With way stronger stats.
Yeah, I know it is scary, but like, I mean, I know Male Robin's got it covered. Actually, if he runs DC, that's debatable, but
yeah, that's the problem.
DC Vantage is going to be like, just like with Sword Heart, it's probably going to be everywhere on Keaton.
Which kind of sucks because he has Special Spiral, which is so good, but Vantage is almost a better option.
Yeah,
with
they're
his weapon.
both fantastic skills for different ideas. It's very hard to choose.
He's very flexible.
If we ever get a Vantage Seal, though...
We are. I see it coming.
Vantage Seal will happen, and when it does, there are going to be some very frightening builds running all over the place.
What about DC Seal?
I also believe in that, but that's...
I think that's down the line, like a while down the line. But I could see it. I could see it happening.
DC is slowly starting to devalue itself, so someday it may happen. I'll be scared, but it'll happen. But yeah, in terms of Keaton...
Oh, Keaton, yeah. I was just gonna add, DC has really been losing its value. Like, you don't really see it very much anymore, which is why I think they would make it a seal to give it more value.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly, for a lot of the upper arena, it's mostly just a score bot kind of skill. Like, it has its value in ether raids nowadays, but ranged units haven't really been as much of a threat where disencounter is a necessity, especially in the front of such skills as Fortress Defense Res, Sturdy Impact, Deathblow 4, and etc.
Yeah, just because there's other tier 4 skills, really, which I really hope there's a way to, like, not have to fodder a unit for those, like a refinery of some kind.
Yeah, skill refinery, that's in the topic all of itself, but skill refinery I think would be a very fun thing to have someday. I'm just not putting my money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that for a very long time, but...
Well, I mean, like, everyone was upset that, like, slaying was power creep, and then we got weapon refinery.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. That's a future all on its own.
Yeah.
I mean, for now, we have the 170 BST infantry, such as Keaton.
I was gonna ask, do beasts have like boosted BST like compared to like dragons? They don't.
No, they
so
do
this
not.
is the standard for infantry now going forward in book 3.
Yes. So a little bit of a spiel on how BST works. So if a unit's BST at level 1 is equal to the norm, so like for example, I'm just pulling out of the blue, Arthur's BST at level 1, if it's in the same general ballpark as a particular unit in his move type, and then their BST level 40 is different, then it is a distinction in generation. So, like, I think it's around 48, 49 level 1 BST is the norm, and that's what these beasts have. So their BST at level 40 being higher is a direct result of them getting a BST boost.
It's basically like increased growth rates.
Exactly. That's pretty much what it is.
So what does this mean, like, going forward for, like, other movement types? Because I feel like cavalry now, like, they used to be, like, the dominant movement type in the game.
Oh, they can
like
stay
now
dead.
I don't care. I actually feel like they're, like, the worst movement type now.
Yeah,
yes,
cavalry has a lot of stuff going against them. There's some good ones in there, but there are so many things that are fighting against calves now. And with the fact that, based on this update, they did not get a BST buff, I don't see them being able to keep up for much longer as...
Wait, keep up?
Major threats. I mean, like, keep up, as in, you know, like, there's going to be a lot more phasing out calves than there used to be.
Wait,
do you think they're ever going to make dual skills for cavalry?
I'm a little suspicious on that. especially since there are no foreseeable dual viable units for that kind of thing.
For me, like, the thing that I find really weird is that they nerfed the shit out of cavalry because people complained so much that it was so overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing anything to nerf armor, but they're limiting inheritance on it, and they're making infantry better. Because I feel like flyers are just better infantry right now. But they're giving them a little more BST, and they're giving them a little more skill choices, and the Dragon Flowers thing.
Right, which is definitely improving that particular move type. Infantry getting this little BST buff, and with the amount of skills they've been getting recently, I think is going to start putting them back on the grid as a more relevant move type. Although this just means that cavalry are getting shoved out even more so than they already were.
That's fine. They can stay there.
I'm fine with that. I think it's a little unfortunate, but
why?
I'm fine with that.
There's just a lot of characters. Most of the characters I really want in the game are Cavaliers, though. Like, I'm still, like, waiting for Oife, and I'm still waiting for, like, Dussel and Sane and Percival and Noah. Hopefully one of Percival or Noah will be on the banner for March 7th, but I'm just kind of worried about them getting screwed over. But other than that, like, I don't know. A lot of those heroes, I don't really miss dealing with them.
The only thing about Cavs, I don't think they're ever going to be phased out because you're always going to see them in ether raids. It's just more of like from the perspective of arena.
I honestly think trenches was the biggest nerf.
Yeah, that hurt them a lot too.
And they're not just going to get rid of maps.
It's not just trenches. There's just a lot of maps of forests too, and that slows them down too.
Do you ever think about, like, since they made Selkie and Keaton horses, they can't hide in the forest?
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, that blew
and in
my
that
mind.
chapter, they're literally hiding in forests.
It's a lie. The chapter's a lie.
I feel like that's the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they made Pan a cavalry, especially a blue cavalry. Like, are you just telling people not to pull for Selkie? I don't know. I just think it's really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a very strange one as well.
Are we gonna get a horse dragon now? Like,
so speaking of the movement types, beast armor is definitely going to be a thing because when we go look at the Laguz banner and they skip the lions. That was on purpose. You can see that happening.
I could, because I really did want Canagus. They probably could have done one lion and not one lion, one heron and then Canagus instead of two herons.
Yeah, they could. The banner name was also, the rulers of the Laguz, but they never, they skipped entire tribe, so that was on purpose. You could see it coming.
I think you could be right.
And if they made them armored, it kind of does make sense. But from the perspective of the games themselves, it doesn't make sense because they can move just fine in that game. But yeah, who else could you imagine as armored beasts other than like special heroes banners?
I mean, they're kind of running out of they did Face Beast, they did Tagwell, and they did Laguz. So that's really, you're kind of out of races except the lions. There's literally no other races besides lions. And I guess if you count Laguz, dragons, but I don't think they're going to be... I think they're going to be dragons when they get in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be beasts.
Okay, so that's going to be really interesting. So speaking of that, like, are there any more beasts in the games?
No.
No, right? Yeah.
Just Pan's son.
Oh,
well, yeah, but no one cares about Yarn.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll get added because, we got Pan, which is good because that means we don't have to get, another, All Awakening banner for at least a little while. I'm just really happy we're getting FE6. I'm hard skipping on the Beast banner, even though I do want to pull on it. I just want Valoria.
For me, I'm going to skip on it too because we're going to have a bigger banner coming up, and that's a second anniversary banner.
Can't you just pull on that once though? You get your one free hero and you're done.
Wait, is that what you're gonna do? I'm gonna like actually pull. Like it's supposed to be a free hero and then the actual banner itself, isn't it?
Oh, you can actually. I don't think so. I thought it was like the seasonal. I could be wrong. I thought it was like the seasonals where you just like they give you your free one and then you can't pull.
My interpretation of it is gonna be like it's gonna be like a hero fest. Except everyone voted for the heroes on it.
I thought we were
like that, but I
guaranteed
don't-
one.
We are guaranteed one.
We
I
don't
think that's
choose
all
it,
there
but
was,
we're
though.
guaranteed one.
We're for sure guaranteed
And
one
then-
at random.
Yes.
And then the rest it will be a Hero Fest banner.
Right. That's what
Is
I
that
said too.
confirmed? Because I thought it was like the seasonals where you just get one free, and then you're done.
No, it looks like 2 parts for me.
We would have to check the Fate channel again.
I think somebody minded too that they pointed that out. It's gonna look like that.
So there's like a lot of confusion here. The first part of the banner is the free hero, and that's just gonna have 5 golden orbs. All right, you just pick up orb.
4.
It'll be anything.
There'll be 4 golden orbs. You choose one, it gives you the illusion of choice, and then that will be one of the 4 5 stars.
Oh come on! I think it's for real, because you know the way like summoning works. Like every orb is there, but the hero underneath of it's already been decided once you start the round.
I think it is. I think this is right, but
I think they'll all be there. It's just that, even if you choose one, it's still going to be one of the 4 at random. So it's.
But it's not an illusion of choice. It is a choice.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Okay. But for those who don't know, the choices are for red, it's Halloween Myrrh. For blue, it's Legendary Azura. For green, it's Legendary Lyn, which people are against. I mean, it's still kind of random, but sure. And then for colorless is Duma. So
I'm surprised we didn't get Legendary Hector.
wait.
This was a matter of the website itself, in part.
Yeah.
Also,
I spent all my votes on Flying Nino because I didn't really care.
oh,
Fair enough.
That's okay. I spend my votes on Nalia. She was up there, so I can't complain.
I actually want to go back real quick. I just watched the Fate channel, and it is confirmed that the winners will be on the focus banner.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
that'll
hope
be
I
a
get.
banner.
I hope I get Azura so I can just kill her right away for blue dual flying for Florina.
And that's another thing they mind here too, that you get one free.
Do you guys know what happened with my bridal minion that I built?
What?
So Flying Nino is a merging project for me. So for me to kill a Flying Nino is a big deal to give aerobatics to Bridal Minion. And then I gave her attack tactic. And then they came out with another blue flying mage that's just better with those exact skills. I was so pissed. You have no idea how pissed I was.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Why did you decide on
happens.
Ninian anyways?
Because Ninian's like my favorite, one of my favorite characters. And also
Okay.
Bridal Ninian is just like, she's still good. And
Yeah.
I pulled her when she came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Definitely one of the more beautiful characters. Just phased out by a very good blue flyer.
I would have taken Olivia. Flying Olivia. Just
Well, if
saying.
we're looking at blue.
Yeah, I know. For blues, that's different, but yeah. That's really unfortunate, but alright. But speaking on that, did any of you guys save for that banner?
Yes, I have about 150 orbs saved right now.
Same.
I have 541 right now, but I think I might skip it.
What are you saving
Wow.
for then?
I'm skipping this banner. 100%.
I want a plus 10 flying Nino.
Oh.
I spent 550 orbs on the Laguz banner, and I only got herons.
You did. That's
I was-
terrible.
I was so mad.
It's
How many
okay,
races did you get?
One
Oh,
and
okay,
one
it's-
Leanne.
Oh, it's wait.
Well, at
And
least it
then
wasn't
2
multiple races.
Lucinas and Eldigan. I got a good IV Ilger, but that was the only. It was bad.
That's so
It's
rad.
okay. I probably spent the same amount of orbs. I got 2 Racins. I got Tana, Azura, and I forgot the other blue. But I was just so upset I fought her off anyways. Not a single Nolly at all. I was like, God damn it. This banner's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
I feel like most people summoning on that banner did not get what they wanted. Lagoose Heroes, especially on premium.
So.
For me, I summoned and I got Cav Erica, Mage Erica.
Yeah, and wasn't she like minus attack or something?
Yeah, can't use her.
I mean, she has Swift Sparrow, but so does Nysala at this point.
So it's like everybody. It's like so many heroes have Swift Sparrow.
I think we're up to 15 now.
I thought it was 16 last I checked.
Okay,
but
16, maybe
it's
16.
a luxury at this point. It's not really that necessary.
Mm-hmm. But for me,
they're just gonna come out with Swift Impact, you know.
Swift eventually.
Can you even imagine what it's gonna look like?
I can't imagine it's an extra effect, but if it was something like stopping an auto double, then it would really shut down Vengeful Fighter and those builds.
The thing is, like, with Sturdy Impact, though, it doesn't even just shut down auto doubles. It just shuts down doubles. Like, speed, too. And so do the Cav. The Cav weapons kind of work like that, too, for beast units.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It makes it a speed check if you auto double and if they auto double anyways. But if you have Swift Sparrow on top of that, you're probably going to be fast enough to not get.
Okay, but for the... I'm just surprised you guys aren't saving to pull on that banner, because that banner seems to be excellent.
Oh, I definitely
I didn't think that banner was real. Like, I'm just learning that that's a Hero Fest now. Okay. But I already have Myr and I already have Lynn.
I'm not denying the... Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm not denying the fact that the banner itself is good. Is that me personally, I don't care. I have them all, and if I get a free Lynn, cool, I guess.
I just want Blue Dual Flying for Florina.
If anything, I'll fix my Vs for Azura if I get a free one of her. But otherwise, I really don't care too much about the banner.
I'm surprised.
It's kind of the same for me.
I need all 4 for me.
I have 3 of them except for Duma, and I would love Duma because he'd be great in Ether rates. But other than that, I don't really care for getting more merges.
I would love to get Duma or Myr, but getting another Lynn would be nice too. Another Legendary Zero would also be cool too. So just like anybody on that banner. But that's what I'm committing to for that banner. I think it has so much value.
You have like plus HP minus res, right?
Mm-hmm. For Azura, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a bad IV Lynn, so I'd like to fix that. I don't have any of the others, and I've spent over 500 orbs on Myr, so needless to say, I'm going in with a vendetta. I am definitely going to try for all 4 of these if I can.
Yeah. All right, one sec. Just going back a moment, my mic actually cut out earlier, so I didn't ask you guys about this, but did you think the Beast Heroes, especially Keaton, did you think he power creeped anybody? Because the interesting argument here is, people compare him to Tibarn, obviously, because he's in Lagoos, auto doubling as well. But it's not the same because it's 2 strong hits instead of 2 consecutive hits. I mean, at the same time, basically.
I think just Sword Ryan.
And then,
Sword Heart is definitely a better comparison.
Yeah, in terms of meme status, I think he definitely power crept Sword Heart.
Oh, without a doubt. Not to mention, enemy phasing is a lot easier. Is on an infantry is about as good as on cavalry.
It's extremely deadly because pulses are all over the place.
Sword Heart is still amazing, though.
Oh yeah, he is for sure.
Without a doubt, he still has his own roles. He's very tanky on both fronts, whereas Keaton doesn't have much res at all, and he still has that mobility with having Meisterschwert. So, and being, of course, the cavalry gets cav buffs and whatnot. So he still has a very defined role. It's just that Keaton has much more crushing potential on the enemy phase in particular. Though, of course, cavalry, you have a better player phase due to better movement.
Keaton, the ability for Keaton to use Gale Force too, Heavy Blade Gale Force. You wouldn't get the extra 10 damage from the Mudao effect, but that's fine. I think that's a worthy sacrifice. And then with Special Spiral, he could just move so quickly and just demolish and then just move and demolish and move. It'd be so cool. But yeah,
it'd be a more lethal version of Tibarn in certain situations.
Would Special Spiral work on Gale Force?
Wait a minute, no, Gale Force is the one special that it doesn't work on.
Wait,
it only works on specials that activate before or during battle, not after.
It wouldn't work on like Blazing Light and stuff either.
It does.
No, it would because it activates before. It activates.
Oh no,
It does. It does.
Oh yeah, the one-out effect would.
Oh, it does?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's one thing they changed in a later update.
Yeah, that happened like a while ago. Like I think when Valentine Hector came around, one of his axes had like maybe it was legendary.
Yeah, Valentine's Hector was
because his axe had wrath in it. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that has wrath in it. That's where they changed it to. It also affected the area of effect ones.
Yeah,
but it did happen a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. But you could probably just skip Special Spiral. You can use something else in B, because you could just give him the Heavy Blade Seal and he could make that work too.
I mean, the problem with Heavy Blade, the reason why Tabarin works so well with Heavy Blade is that the enemy will get usually is supposed to get a counterattack in the middle so that you get that extra charge off, because if he's doing a Brave double with Gale Force and he's at 5 cooldown, he will never reach that 0.
You don't need it to be instant. You don't need it to be instant.
I mean,
I would argue it's probably better not to get hit.
But you don't need it to be instant, but at the same time, you're making it more difficult to get more momentum built up if you're just doing 2 hits, and then you have to wait till next turn to get the Gale Force, which is why Tabarin tends to be the favorable unit for that.
But Tabarin, if you get hit next time you do it, you can't afford to get hit again, depending on the heroes.
Tabarin himself, I mean, if it's a magical unit, then definitely not. But against physical, that's usually where he comes in, because 30 impact having the extra 10 defense, he can afford to get hit a couple times.
Okay, I've actually looked at that. It actually depends on what you're fighting, and in the higher levels of Arena, I'm not even sure if that's a good idea.
I mean, against me personally, it shreds me, but I can definitely see what you mean. It really depends on the composition, if his Gale Force works. But even Keaton's, he leaves himself prone if he doesn't get the Gale Force off to just being attacked in general, and that could potentially be even worse, because he won't have advantage up if he just...
Wait, you wouldn't even attack then?
You would have to enemy face at that point.
No, you wouldn't attack somebody in that scenario. Like, you wouldn't make the decision, like, I'm going to run Keaton in and just leave him there.
I mean, yeah, you would have to
wouldn't,
find
like,
somebody
just
to charge
suddenly
up Gale
find
Force
yourself
with the
there.
back line, which in certain situations might not be as useful as just having a special spiral cooldown special. Or Vantage. Just a Vantage build.
He's so flexible, any of that works, but ultimately, like, my argument, anyways, the entire point was I was going to say is, like, I really do think he power creeped other heroes, just because of the amount of versatility he got, and from the offensive phase, especially from the player phase, he gets to be made so much better use of. It's just like ether raids and things like that he doesn't perform as well because he doesn't have that movement and he isn't like pre-built as easily.
Exactly. Ether raids in particular, that's where he's not... I mean, on the player's side, he could potentially be your best asset for a Vantage user, but in the enemy hands, it's not very good.
But yeah, does anybody else have anything to add on that?
No, I think
no.
I'm good.
All right. And then, okay, I guess we'll talk about our final thing, which is the Legendary Hero Leak. I didn't even see it on the Google Play Store. Is it still there?
I highly doubt it. But it might be
iOS.
I'm actually going to check right now. But you guys heard about it, right?
Yeah.
There's only one thing I want. So, like, when Roy promotes an FE6, like, I mean, like, he's a lot better because, like, he can level up and, like, have stats and kill Manikeets and stuff. But, like, he doesn't get a mount, he doesn't get armor, he doesn't get a new weapon type, he's just a sword-locked infantry lord. There's one thing I want him to have.
What's that?
What?
I want them to call his weapon the Sword of Seals, because that's what it was always supposed to be called. It's not supposed to be called the Binding Blade.
That is...
Because, like, it seals the weapons in the Shrine of Seals. That's why even Smash got it right. They called it the Sword of Seals. Like, the game is the Binding Blade, and the sword is the Sword of Seals. So that is all I want. I don't care. He could have, like, 140 BST, and I wouldn't care if he had the Sword of Seal. I know that doesn't make sense. I just want him to have the Sword of Seals.
I mean, potentially they could always just throw his weapon out the window and give him another one of the legendary weapons, too.
That's true.
Yeah, if they went with the Sword of Seals path, I think that'd be fantastic.
They could make him a blue dragon.
That's assuming that Ninian's the mother now, isn't it?
Okay, FEH thinks it's canon. They wouldn't have Bridal Ninian and Valentine's Elwood holding the white flowers if it wasn't canon.
But then FEH is made by fake fans. You know that, right?
Ow.
I don't know. There's some
details, right?
Like Iris's tome for Nino and like for the gay bulg, like not working with flyers, like they have some really close attention to detail sometimes.
Wait, for Iris's tome, what are you talking about?
Because that's Nino's
mother.
True...
I know.
Yeah, which was in I think a single support they mentioned.
Yeah, it's like Canis's A support.
But that's it. It's just the name of the mother. Like, why would?
But that's the only time that's mentioned. That's very close attention to detail.
Like, it's a very small detail that you wouldn't expect.
Not only is it small, but it's very vague. It's
exactly.
So how did you end up with this Blade tome, with odd attack, even attack wave on it? Like,
because her family was like insanely strong, like powerful mages.
Yeah.
Like they were a noble house and they were very powerful. I mean I can't say too much without like spoiling it, but
yeah, no, they were very powerful mages, so it would only make sense that Nina would get something that would just make her a powerhouse, in a sense.
I think we're just buying too much into it. It's just the mother's name is essentially what I got out of all that. Because unless, okay, sure, the being a mage family and all that, and obviously if the mother, but like the tome, like it's so much derived just from the name itself. But the point is there's like other details in the game which it doesn't seem like they actually played the games.
Like
sometimes, yeah, kind of like how I said, like with the cavalry beasts, the kitsune not being able to go through forest. I think that's the stupidest thing ever.
Oh, it's a stupid thing. I mean, I believe people have looked into it on a cultural aspect, the religious aspect at why that would be a case, but
the religious aspect of why they made them cavalry heroes.
Sorry, no, why they can't go through trees specifically, but
wait, it's religious. Why?
No, it's because they wanted. Like, they were like, we need horse.
Mythological. Sorry.
No, it's stupid because in Fates they literally live in the forest.
Yeah, and that's
in that map, like
kind of stupid.
Well, actually, yeah, that's a question I would like to ask. Before going back to Roy, do they go through trees in their own game?
Yes.
Yes.
They live in the forest, and in the map that you face them, it's all trees, and a lot of them are hiding in the trees.
And so they can go through the trees. That's like the main question I'm asking.
Yes, they could. They were not cavalry. They were
even cavalry can go through trees in main games. They just get their move reduced.
Yeah.
So then Faye has gone full retard then.
Oh yeah.
I mean, okay.
I mean, I was going to mention earlier, like, there are several weapons in this game that, like, have nothing to do with how they were in the actual games.
Well, they just make up legendary weapons,
stuff,
too.
But yeah. I'm not going back into the Herons again.
I think it's fine that they gave them a weapon. They could have given them, like, the Cursed Galder or whatever, even though that's a specific situation, but it doesn't get used even. But...
yeah.
I think the cavalry beasts would be pretty unique if they were able to go through, like, forest, though. Like,
then
that would make them unique.
That'd be stupid.
No, it wouldn't, because they still have the BST restriction. But this is stupider. They're beasts that can't go into forests. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Maybe instead of if like they did, you know how they have like kind of the like minus attack speed during combat debuff for the enemy. If they had done like they can move through forest, their move is just -1. So like they could go straight through a forest when they're transformed or something. I don't know.
That would have been interesting.
That'd probably make issues because. There'd be like an issue with that though. Like if you go through and you land on the tile and then the next turn you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're not transformed, it wouldn't really work out because then it'd be kind of an odd situation if you were stuck in forests.
Okay.
But if you're in the forest already, then you would just be able to move normally because you're not passing through one.
Unless there's forests around it. And then
that's true.
Weird.
I just think sometimes people try too hard to justify what Ice is doing when I don't think I don't think they know what they were doing, is what I want to say.
I mean, other than keeping the game mechanically consistent throughout, yeah.
The problem with...
Bye.
Oh.
What? Oh, TGP.
And he's back.
I'm alive.
Welcome back, TGP.
Oh, thank you.
The beast not going through forest killed him.
Oh, yeah.
It ruined my internet connection.
All right.
They ruined my life.
But I was actually going to go back to Roy for... I don't know if we're going back entirely.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
A lot of people, when his refine, I'm talking about like the first refine was coming around, a lot of people are like, DC refine, DC refine.
That's why I saw
DC
too.
refine.
Yep.
But he didn't get it then. You think he'll get it?
He didn't get that. Yeah,
I mean, it
could
has
get
one
distant counter.
range, so it should.
Yeah, it would be kind of making sense if you at least got distant counter now.
It could be like a legendary Tiki weapon where it has DC and then something else.
Ooh.
By the way,
Like
it's still up.
anti-dragon.
DC adaptive damage and a sword.
Yep.
I mean, because it
That'd be
uses
great.
fire when it's at the 2 range, so like it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, they could also just have it be an anti-dragon DC and like, just follow on that suit, but if they like target the lower of Def or Res, even if it's just like Hell's Weapon, where if they are a physical unit, you will target Res. Something like that would be kind of neat.
The only thing I remember about Roy in his game is that Roy sucked, but his sword was amazing. So I hope
Yep.
it's more accurate.
Exactly.
I think they did a pretty good job of doing that in Heroes, just saying.
So you think in here he's gonna suck, but he'll have a very good sword?
No, I think
No.
he'll be good as a legendary hero. I mean, like Lyn kind of sucks, and Brave Lyn is really good.
Yeah, I think that legendary Lyn was kind of like the black sheep. It really didn't. It was just unnecessarily bad. But I think that Roy himself is gonna be really.
There was one person in the video when I was talking about Lyn. They're like, "What are you talking about? Lyn's amazing." And then it's like, well, I'm not sure why your Lyn can't kill this red hero, like Flying Ryoma. I was talking about, because Lyn's green and Flying Legendary Ryoma is red, and then even though you had the 1.5 effective damage, you still had the disadvantage because of color, and then Lyn can't kill him, and then he would kill Lyn, of course. And then this person shows me their Lyn, and it was a summer supported +4 Lyn with life and death.
Oh,
Oh
Gee,
yeah, of course
There's
you
a
could get the
difference
kill.
there.
Yeah,
I wonder
there's a
why.
big
Difference. No, it's more so an attribute to her entire general idea that caused issues, combined with the fact that she was the pioneer of the new moved weapon type green archers, colored archers. Having that combined with her already fishy skill kit didn't really do her any justice, which is what ultimately let her fall flat.
The top...
I don't think she's as bad as people say,
Oh, no,
but
no,
she's
no, no.
still probably the worst legendary hero.
No.
she's
What?
okay. I think she's
She is
okay.
not the
She's
worst.
okay, but I think she's the worst legendary.
I'd say
hero.
it's her, Gunthra, or Fjorm. They're not bad. Just some of them are like when you look at like legendary Azura, legendary Tiki, legendary Hector. It's like you can't say they're on the same level.
Definitely not.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree. There's several different tiers within legendary heroes. Some of them are absolutely amazing, some of them are like just mediocre at best. But I think Lyn's like real abilities just haven't been explored so far, because the way she was set up with her skills is very specific, and you can see like where she could be very good, but no one's like ever really delved too deeply into it, and most people just write her off as a result. Most people are just using her like any other archer. Nobody uses, well, some people do use archers defensively, but most archers are used very offensively, and I just don't think Lyn's ever been set up for that. The way she's supposed to be used, especially with a team backing her up, like I can see a lot of potential. It's just take somebody to do it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
even
also-
think like Laws of Sakai is that bad. It's just a little weird. Like maybe if she wasn't a ranged unit, she had more BST to use all of her stats.
That's a good point. If she
Yeah.
was a red sword hero with the same kit, she would probably
She would be amazing.
Yeah.
They could give her like Manikadi and
Yeah.
have basically they could have it be the exact same thing as Wing Sword.
Yeah, or they could literally just, transfer the Swift Moolah Gear effect onto that. I think she would actually be a really good ally-supported enemy phase unit at that point. But instead they've made her an archer, which kind of counters the entire idea of an ally-supported enemy phase unit.
It was a mistake. They didn't need 2 archer lins. It was weird.
They really wanted to capitalize on it. But
I mean, she gets bows when she promotes, like Lucina. I thought Lucina being an archer was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I think her second seal class was an archer.
That's true, but that doesn't mean anything. Or she uses a bow for 1 second in Warriors.
Yeah, like they wanted to kind of say she was an archer in her 3rd weapon type, but it's just kind of weird.
She should have been Alm, dude. It should have been Alm.
I mean, I'm fine with it being Lucina, but it should.
I'm not.
TGP's still on that.
Plus, she's so broken. Like she's so like she's so good compared to Lynn. She has like probably the best assist skill in the game. She's a better bow. She's a better stat spread. She's for an archer. I don't know. I'd say green and blue are both decent colors. I think red is the only shitty color for an archer, but
without a doubt.
I don't like any colored archers. I still think it's stupid.
I like the idea
I don't
enough
really
where
like it either, but
I like it enough where it's like if they can execute it properly, I might enjoy it, but I don't think they've really done it much outside of Legendary Lucina.
They should have both been colorless.
I mean, yeah. I kind of like
we got the Halloween Niles.
Halloween Niles is her.
I don't
blue archer.
mind. Yeah, I don't mind colored bows per se, but I don't like the fact that Bowbreaker and like Dagger Breaker
they don't work anymore.
Colorless. Yeah. That I found to be very stupid. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's not a huge impact, but why?
They should make a breaker that does colored colored daggers and bows in one.
Yeah,
because there's so few of them. Yeah.
I mean, reasonably, you just call that Wary Fighter, but yeah. No, I think that countering those a little more would be nice, but at the same time, they don't have much going for them anyways.
I know, but they should just, if regular bows and daggers have one, they should just have one.
I know, it's like punishing people for building these original heroes to counter bows and daggers, and then they don't work anymore for the future ones because they're colored. Like, that makes no sense in the first place. How can you even have a call called Bowbreaker when it doesn't work on other colored bows?
I mean, they still make colorless archers and colorless daggers. Like, even air is colorless.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it's not abandoned. It's just weird that they decided to go this route.
Sure, but if you go for Bowbreaker, right? And imagine using Bowbreaker nowadays versus using it back then. Back then, it was a lot more frequently used. But nowadays, because of, like, Legendary Lucina, it's not as frequently used.
I know it's because, like, oh, what if they're at, like, color disadvantage or whatever? Well, Legendary Marth doesn't care about that, so...
I mean, to be fair, that's also a legendary skill, but yeah.
I know, but still. Also, the fact that's called Binding Shield is really dumb. I don't know why they did that. But whatever.
Yeah, that was a weird choice of words for that one.
But really
Marth
quickly...
and Roy are brothers?
No. I heard that when I was playing Smash Melee. That was pretty bad.
It's true.
It's not.
Yeah, just look at their hair.
It's true.
Fine, whatever. But going back for a moment, it was just actually I don't remember what I was saying anymore. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I think it had something to do with colored archers not being breakered.
Oh yeah, because Legendary Lucina is the most frequent archer I find nowadays.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So if I still wanted to use my Bowbreaker skills, like before she was released, I had like heroes built just for anti archers. They don't do anything now.
I mean, I will say that they are already pretty bad when being color locked in a lot of perspectives, I'm kind of fine with them at least having the advantage of not being broken by those skills. But at the same time, it is still kind of a weird thing to think about that it's just called Bowbreaker. Feels like C Bowbreaker, just colorless, that would probably be fine, even if it implies that there would be other ones. At least that'd be better.
Wait, you want 2 Bowbreaker skills?
No, I mean, like, if it was called colorless Bowbreaker instead of just Bowbreaker.
Let's put more text in the game. Let's make all those descriptions longer.
It's a single letter.
But that's actually a good topic to talk about. What font even is the skills at nowadays? Font 6, 7? It just gets smaller and smaller.
The font I don't think has ever changed. It's just, but then they've been putting more and more in.
Lubu made a video where he kind of compared it to Magic the Gathering. I don't know about Magic, but basically like all like flying cards, I don't know what you even call them in Magic, they all do the same thing, but it just says flying. And that then after a while, you know, like adaptive damage and like B stuff where it's always the same thing repeated on every weapon.
Yep.
It just says, if it just said adaptive damage, and then maybe if you like click on it to show more, then it'll explain it, but
I don't know, because the main thing with that is, first of all, you would either need to have a separate glossary for that, which, if you're playing a mobile game, I'm not sure everybody on a casual level would really appreciate having to look there.
Do you think everyone on a casual level even like thinks about what the weapons do?
Not exactly.
I think they're just like, this color beats this color, I win.
Yeah, I guess that is a good point. But I guess if they just wanted to be absolutely clear what's going on, not have to have a glossary or anything would probably be nicer. I realize it is definitely making the text a lot longer, but
or they could have a setting like in the IV checker where it's like simple descriptions, complex
that would be a good idea.
It's not even making it longer, it's just making it fluffier for no reason. It's like a marshmallow. It's like nothing but air inside.
I mean,
marshmallows are great.
Marshmallows are great.
I didn't say they were bad, I'm just saying there's nothing but air inside. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Marshmallows have plenty of stuff inside.
Yeah, there's fillings.
Yeah, but there's also a
marshmallow fluff.
I'm gonna defend the marshmallows on this one.
Yeah, let's not offend the marshmallows in regards to this.
Yeah, but about that Roy, on the Google Play Store, it says he's coming out in 4 days, so apparently this is real. They still have not removed it.
So
fantastic.
I thought they did remove it.
So Intern Coon's getting fired again.
After making a mistake literally in the past update. Where, in case you forgot, anybody didn't know, where Intern Coon decided to spell Alphonse with a PH for once.
I saw that.
And then forgot about it and went right back to F.
Actually, speaking of that, I saw people in our community actually typing it with PH now.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
But that's because people in our community are dumb.
That's like no. They did that because that's like the dead Alphonse or like
dead Alphonse.
He changes his name.
Are we talking hell version of Alphonse?
Yeah, they're just like trying to be subtle about it, you know. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
So does that mean anybody who dies has the PH added to their name? Furter?
Furter. No, Furter. What the fuck?
Furter. Just sounds like a guy with a lot of gas issues.
Yeah.
Furter.
I don't think I would want to be around him if he had gas issues.
I don't want to be around him either way. He already blows me up with 20 damage. I don't need him dropping ass.
I mean, he's so
fair enough.
He's so bad. IS has removed him from the random pool, so
yeah,
never see him again.
Wait, what?
I think
you won't find him in a regular map anymore.
Wait, really? Why? That was the best thing.
Because we're retarded. We can't handle the Surtur. We just can't do it.
Can't handle Surtur every single Tempest Trials run.
He have to do. He kills the Tempest Trial runs. But isn't that the point?
No.
So
Did you have to use a specific unit to counter it?
They just dumped him in the game because they could on a stupid 2-unit banner because they had art laying around and 2 is done. No one's gonna care about these characters ever again. But like, do you ever just think about like when they add hell in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Heroes is just going to die.
She basically has to either die to a ranged unit, die to a double that happens to put her at 1 HP first.
Or she doesn't die. Does it occur to you guys that it seems like IS is trying to kill the game?
Are you trying to say hell is going to kill the game itself?
No, I'm saying like that's just part of the process because I feel like with Surtur, it's just like, oh yeah, he wasn't supposed to be a hero, but some higher up was like, you know what would sell really well? if we put Sir in the game as on a banner, same with Yogurt, just throw her in. Like, you already did everything here. But speaking of that, all of that, it's like they didn't really think this through. And just like I feel like they didn't think through skills, because like when they first did a banner trailer and all that stuff, you can tell by the font and stuff nowadays. Like, they never imagined skills to get this long. This wasn't planned. It feels like it just came along one day and they just went with it.
I mean, if you gotta diversify the meta, eventually you have to make new things, but not condensing the skills. Like, I kind of like the idea before where we said have a simplified option for the skills to contract the size. I think that would be more reasonable.
Okay, but you contract the size. The ultimate problem is that we have like 5 different skills in one weapon nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, if we kept having weapons that were just tier 2 random skills, eventually it would just get very boring and the units would just be kind of...
I disagree. They could come up with very interesting things in very few lines instead of just smashing the lines with random stuff.
I mean, the old skills were literally just tier 2s of skills that are already in the game, like how Ellie Woods' Death Blow 2. I don't know how I would feel if Ares' Dark Mistletoe was just Slaying or just Brazen Attack Defense 2, for example.
You can have interesting like setups here. Like one of the most interesting setups skills I've seen so far is of course Silky's. Just by having more res increase everything, but it gets bloated down by the class skills. But that's about it.
Yeah, I think that having the class skills condensed at least would make it an easier read. That much is certain.
Okay, sure. I mean that's I really think that's just like 2 different topics, but all right. Roy's coming.
Yes, he is.
Wow!
I don't know.
So I just hope we get Alm at some point. Roy's gonna be Fire. If they're not Fire, if he's not Fire, I give up any hope for this
Fire,
game.
that's kind of weird. Like,
what is left, actually?
Wait, what do you mean? What is left?
What 2 blessings are left?
Yeah.
Good question.
I think it's...
Give me a second.
And we just got water for Erica.
Aren't we like maxed out on everything?
Creed was wind.
We have all but 2. Okay, so we are currently missing, from the looks of it, we're missing Earth Res
and Fire Defense, I think.
Fire Defense.
Roy's gonna be
Fire Speed.
Sure.
Fire Speed.
Oh, he's gonna Fire Speed then.
Yeah, and that's I was just checking on the bot. That's what the Elise bot's already saying he's gonna be.
Well, Elise bot already has the info too.
If there's any hero that's gonna be Fire, it has to be Roy.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if he was Speed he was Speed for that matter.
All right.
Kind of fast. He could be fast.
But what would
I think he'll be fast. If they made a fast Ike, they can make a fast Roy. I mean, Brave Roy's kind of fast. He's like 34 base, but that's not...
And
by today's standards... Yeah, by today's standards, it's not that fast anymore.
I heard you say fat, so...
I mean, he's not very fat at all in that cavalry form.
All right, but the biggest point is, what do you think he's going to be?
I'm still leaning towards infantry. It's either it has to, if they're going to keep going with the trend of having them be like their promotion gains and whatnot, their promotes, he's going to have to be an infantry.
I feel like he's going to be a cav.
There's no reason for him to be a cav.
I'm just going off of...
They don't really care.
Data. Going off of previous ones, like Hector, I believe, was kind of based off of his promotion. Ephraim's and Ephraim and Erica's are based off their promotions. Lynn's...
Yeah, she gets...
she's based on a promotion.
Blade Lord gets both. And she has a kind of...
I don't remember if it's design, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, her design doesn't really change at all. It's just the sprite that changes.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more fuzzy with the GBA ones, but I think Lucina's was kind of on point with the Great Lord, sort of.
Not at all.
Yeah,
that's why I don't want to buy into it, because I think people are just stretching the logic.
I guess the Gear Skoogle one was the one that was kind of...
Yeah, that was... Because she gets lances when she promotes.
Yeah, I mean, just like an armor archetype, it kind of looks like the Great Lord armor, which is where I was kind of thinking with that.
I don't know. Master Lord is sword locked infantry, so I don't know. They're either gonna have to do something like. Yeah. I'd be fine with infantry sword. I know it's oversaturated, but I just wanted to have
isn't
the
it
Sword of
just
Seals, man.
Was Ike the only other infantry sword? No, wait, Marth. Yeah, so it would be a pretty inflated pool for that particular one.
I mean, it just is
But
in
I wouldn't
general.
be against it.
I think.
But even for legendaries, that would be 3.
I think IS needs money. And they're gonna make
Yes.
him sword armor.
Oh,
Give him
yes.
180 BST.
You guys know how much IS is made off of FEH, right?
Yeah, I've heard it's still doing pretty well. I think
well-
from what I read, they got 2nd place in American sales for this year, beating out FGO. For 2018,
Really?
that is.
I don't think they'll keep that.
From what I just read, I think from what I read not too long ago, they beat out FGO in total gross sales for 2018.
I didn't read that. I read they made 500 million. But here's the thing.
I'll have to double check.
They made 300 million in the first year of the game.
So what you're saying is this for the 3rd year, they're not going to make 100 million.
My expectation for this game is this year is going to be another down year.
Less people are playing, but more people are paying.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good point. I do think the overall overall player base is shrinking, but the overall earnings for that player, because there's a mathematical size to it. There's math to it. All right, you have more people, and then a smaller portion paying, and then you can have less people and then a bigger portion paying. You can earn the same amount, right? So, yeah, I guess that is what's happening. I need to look back into articles to see if that's actually what's happening, but from the amount of player base that I see that's dropped in the game, and you can have some hints in it just from like viewer base, from like through streams, through videos and whatnot. If more people are watching it, it's less and less people are watching it. That's something I need to look into. But yeah, that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
But all right, I guess that's our last topic.
We also should probably think about what would the future Mythic heroes be.
Oh, I got a lot to say about this. Okay. I want Forsetti. I want Athos. I'm just gonna like go down the line. Like Forsetti or any of the Crusaders from FE4 would be dope. Forsetti would be like a green dragon. And he's like, because he's wind, and wind is kind of like green. I don't know, in Magic.
Yeah, it'd probably be like Lewin.
He would be cool as hell. And
oh yeah,
I want Formotis to be dark, like Fallen Leon kind of, and he would like summon the Demon King,
like a beast sort of thing. Oh,
I think it would be beast damage.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be
that would
super
actually
cool.
be freaking awesome.
That'd be the armored beast.
Ooh, that one would be a good armored beast to start off with. I would be totally in for.
That would be dope. Oh, I really hope we get that. I hope we get Athos for Anima.
Yeah, I think Athos needs to happen one way or another.
Or any... I would like Roland. I would like Henri, like the person Martha's descended from.
Yep.
And
Hi, I'm a fake fan, and I don't know what you're talking about. Please explain.
I also want
for us Fire Emblem nudes.
Altina, the original wielder of the Alondite and the Ragnell.
Yep.
Like way back.
Shows 3 heroes.
And she dual wielded Ike's and Zelgis's swords.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
And she's a hot girl. She's a hot girl.
Yeah, so
I'm sold.
One of Radiance's 3 heroes was Henri, who could wield both the Ragnell and the Alondite weapons.
No, Henri is
sorry, not Henri. Dang it, what was her name again?
It's Altina.
Altina. Sorry, too many A's. Altina. So yeah, dual wielding both those weapons would probably be. It'd be hard to implement, but it would be really cool.
Double DC.
So yeah, IS hire me. I'll design all your Mythic heroes.
Perfect.
And probably like Saros from the new game, 3 Houses, eventually.
Oh, that's too hurt. Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, that's early, but given that we only have 2 Mythics right now, probably gonna be quite a while before we finish. So it could happen.
It'll be more than 5 months, especially since we have to do one more legendary after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's never coming. Get over it.
Well, I mean, unless they make Xander.
I think he's gonna get cucked. I think he's gonna get cucked.
He's been cucked every single month. We've been talking about this for a year now.
He's got one more chance now, so I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think Earth would make sense if he were to become one.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I want Seliph or Leaf could literally be anything, because Master Knight can use basically any weapon.
Leaf would be interesting if he got
he could be a
legendary or just another
staff
unit. But...
if they wanted him to be.
Yeah.
That's how they end their legendary pool, with a staff.
I mean, Brave Veronica exists. They could make him pretty damn good.
Sure, but they usually don't. But that'd be like going out for Whimper if it isn't good.
For a legendary, I feel like they could make a legendary staff that does something broken.
I actually don't want like a specific character, but I want another dragon that's like infantry, and like the only percent keeps coming to my head is Corn.
It's gonna be Sothis.
They end with Corrin.
No, that'd be terrible.
That would be a terrible note to end on.
Not just Corrin, male Corrin.
Oh, not even canon.
I still don't understand that. Why do people keep saying the female one's
And
canon?
he gets the divine Yato.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, the
shadow Yato, or one of like the 8 Yatos. He worked so hard to get that sword. He deserves it. He went through all these trials.
I'll finish Fates eventually, and I'll tell you all about it.
He already has the Yato. He doesn't have to do anything. It just falls out of the sky, whereas all the other characters go through all these trials and tribulations. Like, Hector had to basically sign a death pact.
Oh yeah, with Ampz. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It does tell him he'll die on a violent death or something.
Corrin's just like, I'm special.
I'm special. I get this, admittedly bad, but still, I get this legendary weapon at the very start of the game.
All you gotta trade is my mom.
Yeah, that's a good point. He did lose
his
mom
worth it. I
it.
didn't know her, so.
Oh, I just fought her for Flash anyways. Who cares?
Wow.
All right, I think we're getting pretty much to the end here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just will say for myself, if we could get Ithun, or as other people know her, Idun from Blazing Sword, Binding Blade, that would also be pretty cool.
Be a nice GHB too if they don't put her as a mythic.
Yeah, and I think that with this timing, she's probably got a good chance of coming in at some point in the near future.
I see her as colorless infantry dragon because we don't have one.
Yeah, I think colorless infantry dragon would definitely be befitting of her. And
she did really well in CYL also.
Yeah, she's been there for a while. I think she's the top wanted for that game, so she has a very good chance of making it in very soon.
And she's a dragon, so...
Of course. Yeah, you're gonna drive either drive people to want that GHB or drive sales by having a legendary dragon.
The new C skill, drive sales.
Oh, yes.
When Ana gets into the game and is just a personification of IS.
I hope everything about her when she gets an ult is money based.
Please.
Oh, her weapon is cash. She just tosses money at people.
I talked about, you guys know the skill from Fate, Spendthrift?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Spendthrift.
I made a video where like if you can't kill something in FEH, just pay money.
Brilliant.
Spend an orb to kill a unit.
Yeah, Spendthrift, like, if you have a gold, if you spend gold to do extra damage.
Well, this is where the arena medals would come in handy.
Oh, well.
We need something with those,
to do
please.
something with those. Yeah, it's filled with them now.
I like how we I don't even think we even talked about what Roy would even have besides the sword.
What?
I honestly don't want to think too much.
Oh, I think he has.
They either make something. They have nothing to go by. They either make something up or they make him sword infantry. And like we talked about DC.
Well, they already put DC on Harid, which is why I'm a little wary on that.
I think it'll be DC in the weapon.
Slot. Yeah, it'd have to be a DC weapon if anything.
It'll be
but
like
his skills
Tiki's.
could be anywhere.
Yeah. They'll make
it'd be
whatever's power creep.
Mm-hmm.
They'll make him like have some like beast
Hector's...
breaker or whatever.
Oh,
No, that's too early.
No, they won't have him be a beast counter. They didn't even exist in his game.
Yeah, that wouldn't be right.
I know, but they don't play the games, remember?
That's also right.
Yeah, no, if anything, it'll probably just be like a DC weapon with some sort of added effects onto it, anti-drag, and maybe something else would be pretty good.
No, it'll be Kinshi Knight Roy.
Ooh, yes, Kinshi Knight Roy.
Why don't they have
Roy
griffins?
that turns into... Ooh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about the Griffin class.
No one uses griffins in Awakening, but they're there and they would look cool.
They would look cool, but you're right. They don't have any presence at all on a normal character, which is...
Churchy all? I don't know.
They could, but then she'd have to give her to Minerva, so we'll see.
I know, but it's like an option. It's a promotion option for her. But yeah, I know Minerva's more... I didn't make her a griffin.
Yeah, neither did I. But, yeah. So I guess
It's not
I can't
a good
really
class either.
That is also true. But I can't really say too much to Roy's skill kit right now. All I know is he's gonna have to have one signature skill, or he could be the one that has a signature special.
I don't even want to guess because I know he's gonna have his own unique skill, and it's gonna be like.
Oh, of course he will. It's gonna either be an ABC slot or it'll be a special. I can't see any of them. I can't see which of them it could be at this point. But it could be a special and give it like a fiery effect.
What if he has the Fire Emblem?
What?
Then we would get to see what
Fire Emblem get.
Because you never get to see, you never know what the Fire Emblem is. All you know is that, like, it's this thing in Burn that's important, but you never get to see what it looks like or know what it is.
I mean, I think
it could be a crown, it could be a gem, it could be
a rocket launcher.
It could be.
It could be a rocket launcher.
He could be the first red rocket unit, you know?
Hey, you know what? Even better, just give him the Binding Blade. He was a clone character in Smash Melee anyway.
Sword of Seals. That's what I want it to be called.
You want it so badly, even if the hero's bad.
Yeah, I don't care. I just want the name to be right.
Exactly.
All right, but that's that. What's Ampz? What is the ending message?
Oh yeah, guys. If you got to the end of this podcast, please type in the comments below. Never go level 5.
Why not?
And this is in reference. That's in reference to the furry chart that you showed on stream a couple of days ago.
Why not?
Yeah,
and
if
on
you guys
YouTube.
have seen that, you know what we're talking about.
Do I even need to explain why?
Why
not?
I
saw it in the chat.
They're beautiful.
You're basically in love with an animal. Not even a girl anymore. It's just an animal.
It's just the animal.
But yeah, guys, never go level 5.
That's true. Never go level 5.
What about level 9?
Level 9's okay, because that's just
level 9's a lot. It's just Marty McFly.
What about level 7?
Oh god.
Fox McCloud.
You really are a Smash guy, aren't you?
All right, but that's that. Thank you so much for being here, Smelly. We're gonna ask you to come back more if you ever have time.
Subscribe to Goosaphone on Twitch Prime.
Wait, on Twitch Prime?
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
Take your money.
Skip the Twitch. Go straight.
Just go straight to the money.
Prime.
Yeah, don't cut the line. Just go right to it.
I don't know. Thank you, though. I want to come back.
Yeah, it's definitely good having you here.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice to have some extra opinions around here.
Helps to have a e-girl on your podcast.
And somebody who actually knows the Fire Emblem games and is not a fake fan.
Yeah, like our streamer here.
Hey, you didn't even talk this straight.
It's okay. He played all the Langris. Though.
He has played Langrisser.
Wait, no,
okay,
no, he played the original series though. He played the original Langris.
No, I haven't.
I know. I'm just making fun of you.
Oh my god!
Was having dinner, so I didn't talk that much.
Wow, it's all right. He played with real boats before what's that game?
No, you didn't.
The ships.
Azure Lane.
He used real ships before that game came out. He knows all about them.
He's a real ship fan.
I read into it.
Wait, so are we saying Nim was in World War II?
Yes.
That's why he's so traumatized.
That's why I can't finish.
It's so traumatized that he can't remember who the monsters are in FE7.
Yes.
Yep. This is why he can't be a true fan. He's too traumatized to remember if he is or not.
Wow.
He's a fake fan for everything. Unless you're telling me he ran around with a sword, called it the Master Sword, started
what's
climbing
the name
mountains.
of the country that Ellawood is from?
Fry?
No, that's not the country.
That's the.
No, that's just yeah.
Oh. Who gives a shit? Ellawood sucks.
It's where Roy's from too. It's where
Roy's my least favorite Fire Emblem character. You know that,
from
right?
The same country.
Yeah.
It's where Lynn's house is from. All three lords are from the same country.
I could probably remember this, but I can't remember it right now.
Are we still recording?
Yes, we are.
Okay, are we done?
Well, we need to know what is the name of that country.
I'm going to just pretend I'm not Googling it right now. The thing is, the worst part about this is I just looked this up.
Walt.
I just looked this up earlier this week.
In the chat. They posted Walt as a cat.
I got something better.
That's terrible.
That's my type.
I'm so sorry.
That is terrible.
That's what he was busy doing when I couldn't pull him with my 550 orbs.
It just makes it. Make sure that they see that image. Make sure they know what this image is.
You have to edit this image in just so they can see it.
Fine.
Yes.
Why is it tan?
It's a continental leap, alright? God damn it.
God,
Yeah, it's a leap. Come on.
Oh my god.
I haven't even played the game, and I know it.
That's the thing. I just looked it up like a week ago, talking about it. For some reason I can remember it.
Lucia, yep.
Son of a bitch. Who made this?
I gotta let you know later.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn it.